Boom! Tough acting to Nacton. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome
Don't
back.
say that. I'm going to be saying that now. I finally got that out of my head after years. You just put it right back in there.
Tough acting to Nacton.
Boom! Tough acting to acting. Damn it. All right, so go ahead with your intro again. Sorry.
That's okay. Hey, boys and girls, it's us again. You know me, Christian Ramey, your scary movie companion. That guy that's going to talk to you about, the scary stuff. Well, I'm back again, hosting the Sloppy Horror Podcast, which isn't weird because I usually do that, but I cannot do that without the best producer in the whole wide world. And the cool part about that is he is also here. So we're both here in the flesh. And I think some people are very excited for this movie. Some people may not be. Some people may have never seen it. But this is kind of a, I don't know how to put it. It's like a private club of people. It's a video game movie. Mark, I know you like video games, so I'm excited to get into this whole thing. But I really need to know first, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
That's good.
I'm doing fine. Welcome back, you fucking queefs. We're here for another power hour of hardcore podcasting entertainment right up in your fucking ass. That's what we do here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast.
That's very true.
Thank you. But yes, I'm super excited about this movie. I love this movie, and I love this game. So I was excited when this was on the road trip, because we are in the middle of the road trip. Mm-hmm. This was the only location I was excited to go to. Well, mostly, because it's a fucking scary place.
Familiar territory.
It's a scary fucking place.
Familiar stomping grounds.
Yes, but I got out of there, so I know how to get out of there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But yes, we're talking about Silent Hill.
I like that too.
Or maybe no, I'm picturing like, because it's supposed to be in West Virginia, but I feel like this is fucking has Maine written all over it. Silent Hill.
Well, I'm thinking since it's a video game from Konami, it's Japanese, so I'm picturing Silent here, Silent here,
all right,
Silent here,
Silent Hill, Silent Hill,
her,
Silent Hill,
her. Silent her.
So,
Ruru Rimmon.
All right, you got it.
Yep.
Makes sense to me. But yes,
anyone is acceptable.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. I love that movie, Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Silent of the Hills.
No, I'll just take it with the Asians that can't say ours. Silent Hill. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go with that one.
Silent Hill.
That's intense.
That's how I feel like somebody said it in the producing room. But maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. Here's the truth, the God's honest truth. Now, I'm a fan of horror, so that means I kind of like some shitty movies. Like we'll just call it as it is. Like if we're just putting it out there are some like on paper shit movies that I really enjoy because they're fun and their purpose wasn't to be incredible. And there are many video game movies, quite a few video game movies that fall in that same category. And maybe they tried to be good when they came out. I'm just saying they might not have the crossover ability for like a younger generation to watch, like your Street Fighters, Mortal Kombats. These movies I enjoyed. I loved a lot. Resident Evil, some of those first ones. Mm-hmm. But not all the movies are able to hit. They like either become too much of a video game or too much of a movie. And I don't mean to be bold, but I would say Silent Hill is a pretty top contender for one of the better video game renditions or adaptations, just because it has the pacing of a video game, so you can forgive it for certain levels of acting. Like, the daughter wasn't a great actor. And I mean that by no disrespect. I never want to talk shit about children actors. It's hard to act. It's not an easy job. That's why people get paid millions to do it. But that child wasn't great. But then she eventually gets scary, and she does a good job at that. But truthfully, I feel like this just did a great job. Felt like a video game because we grew up watching a lot of cutscenes. I played a shitload of Metal Gear Solid. Like a lot of movies or a lot of video games where you're watching a movie damn near. Sometimes you would skip through them depending on the game, but like I don't know, man. You're talking about a Grand Theft Auto? Yeah, I'm watching some of those cutscenes for sure. I want to know what's going on. Some you can just click out of and it just tells you what to do, but yeah, I like to watch them. We were bored when we were younger. We didn't have internet. So that's what these feel like to me. Would you agree with it being a good video game adaptation movie, or I don't know. I will put you in the. This is your expertise here. This is where you know your shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sadly it is.
Oh my god.
What happened? Stop fucking with shit.
Oh my god. Okay, we're
You
back
finally
around.
give me the reins, and then you're in the producing spot, and you fuck it up instantly. See, this is why this can't happen. But anyway, okay, so yeah, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best, or not the best, video game movies there is. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The first reason is the director of this movie. I don't remember his name. But he was an actual fan of Silent Hill games. So he took it to heart to make this what it was. And there's a lot of opinions about this. There's some people hate it, they think it's awful. Some people think it's great. And some people are just in the middle. But that's like everything. But
Sure.
I feel like the people that hate this movie are the people who grew up playing the games and got so attached to the games that as soon as they do something different, they're like, that's not how it is. It's the same thing with people who read the books and then go watch the movie and say, it's the same thing.
They're mad when they deviate a little.
Right, but you got to keep in mind, this is a movie. It takes you about 7 to 8 hours probably to play this game fully.
Yeah.
With all kinds of stuff in it, and then you got to condense that into less than 2 hours. But this, if you've ever played the Silent Hill games, this looks like Silent Hill. And the director did a fantastic job of taking adaptations from the game and putting them into the movie. There's a lot of accurate things, but there's some things that they changed up, which a lot of people are mad at. The first major change was the main character in the Silent Hill game is a dude named Harry. In the movie, it's a girl named Rose. And the reason why the director did that is because he thought a woman would go to the end of the earth to find her daughter versus a man. Which it makes sense. If you're going to put it into a movie, it's a lot more believable that a mother would go that far
Honestly,
to find her daughter.
it adds a different, adds that Cujo element of fear where you're like, ah, shit, this lady, like, I want to help her out, because, like, anytime usually it's a man, it's like Die Hard 4, it's like fucking the movie Taken, like, I don't know where you are,
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, this dad's about to just John Wick everybody in his way to get his daughter. Like, you just assume he's getting his daughter, but like with this woman, you're like, oh my god, dude, she needs some backup, bro. I mean, anybody would. Shit, the guy would need backup in this situation. It's a dreamlike place, messes with your head.
Yeah.
Now, folks, before we get too far, I do want to make sure to mention, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you guys are subscribed, because it's a free way to help us out. Helps us out big time, as a matter of fact. Helps us spread that love to everybody. And then also, all my audio listeners, you better pull out that phone that you just put this episode on with and give us a 5-star rating. That also helps us big time too. And it's completely free to do. If you guys are looking for a further step, make sure that you guys go to patreon.com/sloppyhorror. You can find all kinds of bonus episodes. It's a lot of fun. Maybe, you've burned through all of these episodes. You need something else. Well, there you go. But on top of that, I don't know. Mark may be able to, if we get an image to him, he can maybe pull up a graphic at all. Maybe he can. But we do have the brand new Sloppy Horror Road Trip shirt. All right? It's exclusive. All right, because there's only a few more weeks. We've got 2 more movies after this, so we're talking like 3 weeks of action here, where you guys can get out there, get one of these shirts. I will say we're going to have a pretty cool lineup coming up for the road to Halloween. We're going to have some sick shit. I'm so excited. We've been doing some fun planning for that, but get you one of these t-shirts while you can. Let us know. Take some pictures. Send it to Instagram or wherever. Let us know that you got it. Now, I digress. The Hill of Silence. Dude, this whole fucking movie, I mean, like, I'm not saying, like, I feel like a young 20-something-year-old saying this, but this movie is a whole ass mood. Like there's like the whole like. I can't describe this any other way. And this director, as you mentioned, I forget his name too. Let's look up his name just to give this man credit. Directed by Christophe Gans. Mm-hmm. This guy, he's French, and he made this movie. And he's got a couple other movies he did, but not that many. All right, he's not a well-known director. And I mean that with no disrespect. He wouldn't know my name either. All right, doesn't mean that we're not doing cool shit. Just means that we're kind of in a niche place. But this guy made a movie, and he's not Tarantino. He's not Kubrick. He doesn't have a thing that people know him by. But Silent Hill is a whole different feeling of a movie. It's a different pacing. It just has its own fucking vibe or mood, if you will. And I like that. I almost like some of those like one and done directors that like just give you like a crazy good movie. You wish they'd give you something else, but you're like, man, that's so interesting because there's nothing else in their oeuvre. There's no other movies in their filmography for you to be like, oh, that feels like a Christopher Guns movie. No, it's just like, dude, Silent Hill? I can't even put my finger on what that is. It doesn't remind me of any other movie. It is its own thing. Things remind people of Silent Hill. You know, fog. When you see fog, people say it's like Silent Hill. Mm-hmm. That's what people say. It's just something that has lived with a lot of people for a lot of years. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the way that he conveyed it on screen. I thought it was beautiful. I didn't play the game much, but I just think that from what I know and from what I see, it just looks cool. Like, and they both have that element of
it looks just like the game. It does. There's even the first part, which he did an amazing job at this. If you've ever played the games, but if you look on YouTube, I bet you there's a side-by-side comparison of the movie to the game. They are dead on.
Okay.
Dead on accurate. When she's racing to get into the hill, when she's getting chased by that cop.
Bro, she was gunning.
Yeah, and then somebody walks in front of her and she crashes. Exactly how the game happens. That's exactly how you end up in Silent Hill. Walking through the fog, chasing it. Exactly like the game. And when the sirens first happen and she goes down into that other world, and dude, it's even the camera angles are just like the game, because the game did crazy camera angles. Like, it wasn't
cool.
Just regular thing, but it is fucking dead on balls accurate.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'd love to give this movie a synopsis, but I would really like to fill the shoes before we go any further to give people a little bit of context.
Fill the shoes, walk the path of the wicked. Unleash the fury, let the chaos reign.
Oh, that's right, boys and girls. Time to fill some fucking shoes.
Good, we didn't do this last time. Let's do this. Fill it up. I'm on E. Fill me up.
We need to give you guys some context of when this movie came out, so you're not coming in like some haters, like, oh, this movie doesn't feel current. Well, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be current.
They got flip phones, for fuck's sake.
April 21st, 2006. That is when this film came out. And believe it or not, that was 18 years ago. Year my daughter was born. All right, 2006. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Going through this list of things, there was some fun movies. Not as many fun movies, but the songs. There was some shit going on this year. All right, just for context, the Crocodile Hunter died that year, dude.
Way to start it off with something depressing.
Well, we had to get it out of the way.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, the Stingrays. I mean, they're sons of bitches, dude. I can't believe they took him out like that. But
out of all the things to take him out, a stingray took him out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a conspiracy.
I don't know if you remember, too, in January of 2006, it's like the Sago mine, the thing. It was a mine in West Virginia where those guys got trapped in and died. There's like 12 people.
Uh-huh.
That happened that year, to give you a little context. Lance Bass from NSYNC, he told everybody he was one of them gays.
Yeah, we all knew that anyway.
He said, I'm one of those gays. And we're like, that's fine, man,
Who
dog.
cares? You're rich.
Yeah, we don't mind. I don't even care if you're a poor gay. Like, you could be whatever you want, dude. You're not, yeah.
I don't care what you do with your mouth behind a closed door. I really don't give a fuck.
No, you could put it on the door handle. There's a lot of germs on there. You probably shouldn't. That's gross. Yeah. Now, the number one movie at the time that Silent Hill came out was Scary Movie 4. Now, opening weekend of Silent Hill became the number one movie. Another top movie was Centennial, The Benchwarmers. I don't know if you remember that movie. That was a fun movie. The Benchwarmers.
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy Dog. All right, these movies weren't that great.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It had Tim Allen. It wasn't good. He was a dog.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Yeah, he was a dog. Now, music, dude. Music was hilarious because the top 10 songs at the time, I feel like you could, like, sing them all even though you wouldn't want to.
Let's try it.
Cause you've had a bad day,
You're taking one down.
you sing a sad song just to turn around. Why do you know the words to that? I don't
Because
know.
it played everywhere.
All right.
In every fucking department store.
No, that was the number one song.
Oh my
that came
God.
out. Number 2, Shauna Paul Temperature. I got
The right temperature to shelter you from the storm. Girl, I go to keep you warm.
Next
That's
song.
a great song. I actually like that song.
I do too. That's probably my favorite on
That's
the
a
list.
funny ass song. I love it.
Sean Paul Gets Love. I don't know what he's all saying, but
Shut
it's
the
fun.
ball. I don't know what he's saying either.
Next one was T.I. What you know about that?
What you know about that? I know all about that.
That.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
The next one was James Blunt. You're beautiful.
Oh God, I hate that song.
You're beautiful. It's true.
Oh no.
Next one was Mary J. Blige, 'Cause I Can't Be Without You, Baby. You know that one. I'm not doing it well, but
No.
Be Without You, Baby.
I'm here without you, baby.
No, not that.
No,
Mary
no?
J. Blige, an R&B singer.
Oh, I don't know that one then.
Yeah, you would have
Probably,
I
but
just
I don't.
can't sing it well.
Let's just move on so I don't have to hear it anymore.
Dude, next song, Unwritten. Feel the rain on your lips.
Isn't that on like a Pantene Pro V or something commercial? Or it's Feel the rain on... That's like on some cosmetic commercial still.
Yep.
That's where they make all their money.
But number 7 was them Franchise Boys. Lean with it, rock with it,
lean with it.
rock with it.
Oh man, middle school dances were popping in
They
the funky
were.
dunks.
Next song, Rascal Flatts. What hurts the most has been so close. Why were their weird singers so
I don't-
popular at this
Dude,
moment?
I don't know. This is like 50-50 right now. Like I like half of them.
Having so much
It's that
to
voice
say.
too. It's that voice.
Next song, banger. College Park, Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 booty,
running everywhere. Yes. I got love for Bubba.
That's his only song too.
The
College
next
Park, Bubba Sparks.
next song was Neo, So Sick. I'm so sick of love song. I think it's that song.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
I'm not. I'll give him credit that it was a song that was played a lot and that I would know.
The boy can sing. I just don't like that stuff.
Those 10 songs that I feel like we all knew what they were.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's just really.
Well, that was the height of where like our music taste was when you were like really into music at that young age.
But I was also like, I don't know. Like, we do these at times, like, even from times we're alive, and I'm like, I don't know if I know that song. But it was like every one of these, I was like, oh, I know these songs.
Yeah.
But we do got to give a quick sports. That year, the MLB champions in 2006 were the St. Louis Cardinals. Bitches. The Super Bowl champs of that year, Indianapolis Colts with the forehead Manning. 2006 NBA champs, Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade and the boys with Shaquille O'Neal. Your Stanley Cup winners, the Carolina Hurricanes. And now, I feel like you guys have an accurate, your shoes are filled up a little bit.
Thank God. It's been a while.
Yep.
So, hit me with a synopsis.
So we got this main character. Her name is Rose, right? Her name is Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Boat is going down, and she's supposed to marry this rich guy. She doesn't want to. She likes this poor guy.
That's don't get me started. Stop it.
All right, no, here's what's happening.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
Rose, she takes her adopted daughter, Sharon, to the town of Silent Hill, for which Sharon cries while sleepwalking. Rose is involved in a car accident near the town and awakens to find Sharon missing. While searching for her daughter, she fights a local cult and begins to uncover Sharon's connection to the town's dark past. And that's how Wikipedia gave a synopsis.
Okay.
You know,
I mean, it's pretty much it. Now, that's the...
I mean, she took her there because her daughter's dying. She was trying to get her healed.
No,
That's what it says.
she wasn't dying.
Unable to accept the fact that her daughter is dying,
Her daughter's not dying. Not even in a movie.
Rose,
I don't know what that's not correct.
that's what it's telling me.
That ain't right. But,
Well,
so,
that's a different one.
well, compared to the story of the movie, the story of the game, a lot of it is accurate. There is a cult. However, in the movie, there's a character, the creepy lady character, who she runs into and is outside of the cult. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the witch-looking lady.
Yeah. She is supposed to be the mother of Elsa. I think what was her name? Cheryl?
Sharon.
Sharon. Well, her name's Cheryl in the game. The daughter's name is Cheryl, but Sharon is supposed to be her mother, and she's the one that sacrificed her to the cult because they thought she was a witch, and they burned her, basically.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Sharon was the name of the kid.
Yeah. So they burned Sharon. And that mother... But originally in the game, her mother, the witch lady, is the actual cult leader, and she's trying to give birth to the new god. So they switched it up a little bit in the movie, but I understand why. I think, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Not everybody plays video games and not everybody reads books, but everybody watches fucking movies. Everybody. So you got to make it more appealing, and I'm not mad at the story whatsoever.
What would you
Of
have
the
done
movie.
if that lady would have approached you up there on that hilltop like that, or that cliff top?
Dude, I would have fucking knocked her ass out. What do you mean? I'm in a town of fog and falling ash, and you're saying creepy shit to me? Knocking you out.
I'd be like, what are you doing?
There's nobody around.
What are you doing up here alone with all that thickness, girl?
Ugh. Stop.
Just to see. Maybe she
Disgusting.
feels lonely. You don't know.
Obviously she is.
Yeah. It's like volcanic ash falling all over. That's what it really reminds me of, because it's crazy. It's like snow and fog at the same time. Not snow, but like ash falling. It's pretty
Well,
cool.
the difference is because the daughter Sharon they're in her dream world, basically. That's where the ash is. Because if you cut back to Rose's husband goes to Silent Hill to try and find him.
Played by Sean Bean.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And they're in the real world. But they're inside Sharon's dream, basically. So Sharon has some mythological powers that she trapped all these people into her dream.
Yeah.
Silent Hill there.
Definitely trancy. Once you get into Silent Hill, your shit starts getting different, man. You fall into, like, it's like a quicksand almost.
And they did take a couple things from the second Silent Hill game compared to the first one, as far as but the monsters are pretty much on par. Pyramid Head, he's fucking scary. The monster with the pyramid on his head and the big ass sword and that. He was in the second one. The nurses,
Like the Pyramid Head dude?
yeah, the nurses were in the second one too. So they put
Nurses were awesome.
They took bits and pieces. Now, a lot of people are mad at that because it's like they didn't do anything. I was like, dude, it's a movie. They at least made the movie. Like, be happy with it. Be happy with it. Be happy with it.
It's kind of hard to be mad, too, because this is right at the time of CGI. You know what I mean? it's the time of CGI, and I know that there are many movies that came out right around this time frame that have the same kind of sequencing, how they feel. I don't know why, like in the early 2000s, like weird, creepy kids were cool. Like the little boy from The Ring, like my kid wouldn't be like that. Like I'd be, stop being so fucking weird, bro. Stop being so weird. Go fucking smoke a cigarette or something. Go do something, like, you know what I mean? I'm not having young Sheldon all around, follow me around and trying to like check me all day. No, bro. We'll beat that kid. We're not doing that. All right? And that's what they had. They had creepy kids that were like into shit, and it worked in movies very well. And like the pacing of this did kind of remind me a little of Dead Silence, though. Like, you know, I would say the imagery is unlike any other movie. It's very unique in that way, but just like, you know, like when they were doing like the flashback scenes, it reminded me of Dead Silence, you know, like the Mary Shaw kind of thing, like the piano music,
old-timey projector. Mm-hmm. The score in this movie is fucking fantastic too.
Awesome. Feels like a game.
It puts you in a whole different mood. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
And they know when to hit the notes too. Like the sequencing is right. They know how to build a scare. I like those kind of the minor dudes with the pipes, like trying to break down the doors. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the cult people.
Yeah, those guys were awesome.
Yeah, they weren't originally in the games.
They were cool though.
But because there's like 8 or 9 Silent Hill games now.
No shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and they actually, because of that movie, they put those characters into later games.
Okay.
Because they liked it so much, but they weren't there originally. But, boy, I tell you what, man.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really don't know. I mean, I feel like, where's this? Is this in Ohio? Because everybody has Ohio places.
No, it's in West Virginia. The Rose and all them are from Ohio, but the town of Silent Hill is in West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, but even the characters are accurate. The cop lady friend. Mm-hmm. There was a cop lady in the game, short blonde hair, looked dead on her. The detective guy.
That was Andrea from Walking Dead.
Yeah. And then the detective guy looks just like the detective in the game.
That was Kim Coates. I like him too.
And
He's good.
I mean, they even did thing like Rose looks like the main character from Silent Hill 3 that you play. She looks like her. And her husband,
Sean Bean.
Yeah. He looks like the main character from Silent Hill 2. I mean, he put a lot of effort into making this as accurate as possible, but then also adapting it to the movie, to make it a movie. I mean, that's why I put it. I don't think there's going to be another video game movie that's going to be as accurate and show as much love to a movie as this did.
Would you want to play another Silent Hill game?
Yeah. I haven't played many. But there's a lot. But I haven't been able to play many, but I remember playing these back in the day.
I wouldn't be mad if more of these movies came out, especially with now, like in current days.
I'm really surprised they haven't, because there's a lot of stories in these games that you can adapt into movies again.
And it's really popular right now. That Last of Us, and that did really well. I'm telling you, bro, I don't know, because you love Twisted Metal. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed watching that.
They're finally getting shit right. But before, they just couldn't fucking do it.
I was watching wrestling or something. I had it on Peacock, and for some reason, it went to Twisted Metal. And it's got the guy who played Falcon in the Marvel series. He's like the main guy, and he's just like a runner. He runs camp to camp delivering shit.
Yeah.
And then it's really cool and really interesting. I was surprised on how well they did and how well my interest was. It was like one of those things where I'm like doing laundry, but I'm like, end up watching 2 or 3 episodes of the shit just because it was so easy to watch. So I think you should check that out because you like Twisted Metal.
I do. I have a tattoo of Twisted Metal on my body.
You got, well,
so I'm a fan of it.
You got like some video game knowledge though in some certain games, so that's why I was excited to do this movie. But there's just certain things that fall in that era.
There's a lot more references that they did prior to it, which we'll get into later. But for right now, we have to figure out more things about this movie.
Let's do it.
What do you know?
Aloha, bitch. Welcome to the What Do You Know here. This is a segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie. Now, you may know what we know, you may not know what we know, but if you know what we know, you're going to have a we know gasm. If you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know, and you're going to have a we know gasm too. So that's how it's going to happen here. So why don't you tell me something you may or may not know about this movie? Shall we hear?
Okay. I tell you some stuff I know about this movie. I know a little bit about this movie here.
Uh-huh.
You know that scene where those nurses, they come alive?
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of creepy. It's a good scene. It's probably one of the best scenes in a movie. Well, the way they did this, it was some magic. And the way that they did this is they filmed these ladies walking in reverse. And then they played it forward. They played it the other way. So that's why it kind of looks abnormal, the way they're fucking walking. Because they're walking backwards, and then they played it in
Not to
reverse.
mention, they were walking pretty strange. I was like, how did they do that?
It was pretty creepy.
It was great.
But look here, I'm going to give you another little tidbit here, too. All the music in this movie, all of it, except for Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire, that song, everybody knows that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's not from the game.
No.
But everything else is from the game.
Yes.
It's all authentic.
Yes.
So, in case you was wondering, now you know.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's good stuff. It gets you right in the mood there.
Tell me some facts you may know about this movie.
I know one.
Oh.
So, the monsters, in the movie. Now, there's a little bit of CGI in there, of course. You can't do it. But a lot of it, most of it, like 90% of it around there, they said is all practical. And the monsters, they got people who contort their body in those weird ways.
Oh.
Like those nurses were real people. That guy in the bedroom with his legs tied behind his back, walking all creepy.
Put him in a bathroom.
He was a real guy. The fucking armless monster spit the acid all over him in the beginning of the movie, which is also accurate to the game, by the way. Real person.
I'd be so mad.
Dude. I don't want acid spit on me.
Yeah, that's like that dinosaur.
No, I don't like that shit.
I don't either.
But hey.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it looked great, and that's why they look like real monsters, because it was real people in costumes. Practical always wins.
I do.
I'm
I
telling you.
like that.
Practical always wins.
I wonder how many kids those contortionist ladies have.
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
Why is
put
it-
your
there's
body in certain ways. I mean, you're gonna be plowed a lot.
Oh, yeah. Why is there a cat down here eating?
I don't know. Get out of here, cat. Come here, Church. You son of a bitch, you.
You quit doing your thing,
Quit
cat.
eating on the audio. Hello, Church. Okay, anyway, what was I talking about? I was petting a cat.
Getting contortionist pregnant.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
They're very flexible.
Oh, yeah. It's science.
Put your feet behind your head.
We got to try it.
Oh, absolutely. That would be fantastic.
These are good facts about Silent Hill.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's good. You know anything else here?
Silent Hill.
Do you know anything else here?
I'd just like to say Konami.
Okay.
Mark,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to say that I feel like I'd make it out of here. I just feel like I'd make it. I would feel like I would be aware we were in some kind of dream sequence, and we would just have to, work hard to get out of there. But we've played a lot of video games in our day.
Yes,
I feel like we got a shot.
I think so.
If we got weapons and stuff.
Not to mention, all you gotta do is find the demon, as the cult says, and then you're home free.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you about your favorite parts in this and like what you would think are like the creepiest parts. The parts that stand out to you the most.
Well, there's a lot. It's different for me because I get excited. I get excited when I see anything that's accurate to the game.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Which is a lot. Everything, but they, like I said, they picked places from parts 1, Silent Hill 1 and 2. Like the Grand Hotel, the elementary school, awesome. The nurse, when you finally find the burnt spirit body of Sharon, when she's all burnt up, and you realize that, you know, she got fucked over, and learn her whole story. That nurse there, accurate to the game too. I mean, a lot of things. Just that I really liked the opening sequence that I talked about before. As soon as she crashes and she walks through the town, chases the girl through the fog, and then and the sirens go off, turns dream, everything. I like Pyramid Head. I like the nurses.
Nurses are up there for me. I like when she was running through the school. The school was kind of cool, and then like went through the boiler room and shit like that. I really enjoyed that. Those kind of 20 minutes of the movie.
Yep. Even the guy in the stall, when she has to get that thing out of her mouth, that's accurate to the game too, man. So I'm glad they put that in there. And when he comes alive, dude, in the dream world, he's fucking creepy. Walking on his behind his back, all barbed wired up.
Yeah, he was scary as shit, dude.
The finale's great too. When they finally bring her into the church, or she brings her into the church because she can't go in there, and then she just fucking destroys everybody. It's satisfying. It's brutal as fuck. It's pretty fucking brutal.
There's a lot of death in this movie.
Yeah.
There really is. And I think that if this movie wasn't a video game movie, people might kind of try to put it in a corny category or a try-hard category or something like that. But the fact that it is a video game movie, they're allowed to kind of do whatever they want without any... they don't harbor any of the insults, because it's just like... It's a video game movie, dude. Like, it's supposed to be, yeah.
That's
like,
what happened in that, so, you know.
Comic book movies kind of fall in that way, too. Like, even like you're watching a movie like Blade, and it's just like, this is a little over the top. You're like, oh, it's a comic book, dude. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to be factual and serious. It's supposed to be fun and fantasy, and I don't know. I just feel like they nailed that. There aren't many movies that have settings that really reign true with people that you can say. There are some that you can paint, but I feel like this one gets used a lot more than others.
And they did the thing in movies, which I kind of like that they did. There's several shots of her running through the town, and they keep showing this Nathan's drug sign.
Yeah.
And they show it like 3 or 4 times. That's ultimately where her daughter was because that witch-looking lady hid her in that building to protect her.
Fucking witch.
So she was in that building the whole time. It's like, oh, son of a bitch. Motherfucker.
That's why those were there? Dude, I'm
glad they made the cop lady badass, though.
I am too, because I hated Andrea in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
She could not have died quicker. I hated her, dude. Like, I actually hated her. She was, because, remember, she almost got Dale killed, and Dale was my dude, bro. Old man Dale, that was my guy. I would have kept that guy alive, and they didn't. And she was one of the reasons, too, because she would always be fucking around. Remember, like, she was like, I'm just going to stay in the CNC building, or, like, the little place, and, like, let myself blow up, because I don't want to live anymore. And he's like, you can't stay in here. We got to get out. And then he stayed, like, as the timer... He almost fucked around and died because you're on some dumb shit. I hated her. She always wanted to be, like, tough. I can do what the guys can do. Cool, square up.
She's a lot cooler in this movie, that's for sure.
Yeah, she was fucking the governor, remember? The governor.
The governor.
Fucking
Well, you
salute.
fucking the governor, lady.
Way cooler in this movie.
Yes.
With short haircut, she's making, girls on the fence feel a kind of way.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I mean, she's applying to both sides of the field here, offense and defense, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Strapped up.
Yep. Thank God for that.
Now, I do know that there are many people that are big fans of this franchise. So if you are a big fan of this movie, in the comments of this, like be it YouTube or whatever, you could reach out, but preferably on YouTube. I want to know if you guys out there, if you guys watched the movie first or played the game first. And either way is okay if you've not. I'm sure there's people out there who have played the game and haven't watched the movie. I'm sure that's out there too, you know? So it's like, I always like to know. Didn't they do an Assassin's Creed movie? I heard it wasn't good.
It was horrible.
That sucks because I love Assassin's Creed.
I know, it was a really cool game, but they just fucked the movie up.
I still love those games, dude. Any of them. Any ones that I play, I enjoy. And I've gotten a few throughout the years. I don't know which one. Like, I'll just get the latest one. Not every time they come out, but every once in a while I'll be like, all right. And every time I love it. You get to climb on top of cool shit, jump in the cool stuff, fight off a bunch of dumb people. It's kind of historically accurate. You could steal boats.
I figured they could have made a good movie out of that, but they just didn't.
Yeah, dude.
They had such a good budget for it too. They just fucked it up completely.
He could have traveled to different time frames. Like, you could make 3 movies out of that, like where he goes to different time frames. Like, say he has to correct something and he just goes back to 3.
But that just shows you that if the director of a video game movie is not a fan of the game, it's not going to go well.
It's not, dude.
It's not going to go well. But
we need Altair.
This proves it here. I mean, now, like I said, not everything is accurate to the game, but it's fucking the best I've seen.
You could tell he loves it.
It's the best adaptation of a game movie I've ever seen.
I was reading that too, that apparently like they didn't want any movies of this made, but like he was like talking about it and told like Konami how much he loved the movie, and they're like, dude, this guy is like infatuated with this. We have to let him do this and try it, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I bet you like he probably beat the game like 20 times, and then like after the 20th time he's like, you know what, this looks sick as a fucking movie. I want to do this. Apparently it took him like 5 years to get the rights to do it too.
Oh yeah, because that's a horror fucking gem. It's a horror masterpiece game that's hard to touch, especially going after Konami. That's hard. They're a powerhouse.
Do you remember what was it called? Dead Space?
Mm-hmm.
That one was cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I played those too.
Yeah, that was freaky. There was another one that was like Dead Space. It was like it was freaky. It was around that same time frame. They were making scary games come back.
There was a lot.
You were playing Gears of War.
Yeah, I was. That was a fun game.
Dude, Gears of War was awesome.
That consumed that. I probably played that game probably the most I've played any other game. Honestly, I played that for like 6 years straight, probably. Nothing else.
Yeah, well, that was right around the time when online gaming became popular, too, where you can hang out with your friends and game.
Yep.
And, like, that just changed the game.
Yep.
You're like, wait, we can hang out without actually hanging out? Oh, this is sweet.
It's fucking awesome.
Like, we could game and I don't have to come over?
Oh, no. That was intense, man. That was revolutionary.
Bro, we came from the generation of waiting your turn on the controllers.
Yeah, I fucking hate
And
that.
if one of your older brothers or somebody was good,
Or when your mom or your parents came home and they had the TV.
you go over to somebody's house and you'd find out one kid would be like, my mom said you have to use this controller. It would be like the Game Cat controller.
But you always get the shitty one. Oh, my God.
My mom said you can't have Capri Suns. Only I can have Capri Suns. I don't think she did, bro. I think your mom likes me, dude.
Well, I'm curious how this movie rates on the world famous Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, though.
Okay.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah!
It's the one and only, one of a kind, world famous, world renowned Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. This is a rating system developed by Christian Ramey, your host, your scary movie companion, and he knows what he's doing. He made a horror movie scale rating system, not a movie in general. Keep that in fucking mind. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this in a series of 4 categories. 3 categories worth 3 points. Last category is worth 1.48, so it's a love.
10 points all together.
Yes. So let's get into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is casting.
Well, the casting, my friend, as a matter of fact, dude, like, if you really run down at this girl, the main girl, I forget her name, but she's been in a bunch of shit, too. Darkness. There's a few other things she's been in. But this girl is great. You have Sean Bean, legendary actor. Kim Coates. I love Kim Coates. Radha Mitchell, I guess is how you say her name. Laurie Holden's the girl who played Andrea. Alice Krieg is she played the creepy lady. Yeah, there's so many people in this that are recognizable. Nobody gives a crazy performance, but I feel like it's enough to give it a 2. A comfortable 2, where it's like everybody does okay, but I wouldn't classify acting as the coolest part of this movie.
No, I'm gonna up you to 2.5 just because of the accuracy
Okay.
that they did with the casting.
Okay.
Like I said, Rose looks like the character from Silent Hill 3. Her husband looks like the character from Silent Hill 2. You got all the monsters look like the actual monsters in there, so that's acting too.
2.5? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with
and then
it.
the cop lady looks exactly like the cop lady. The detective looks like the detective. The evil witch lady or the cult leader looks like the villain in the game, which is supposed to be whatever. They all it's pretty damn good for that. So.
Should it be a 3? Should it be a...
No, because it's not over. It's not.
Okay. I like
it's
2.5
not-
for accuracy, too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a 3 because they didn't give stunning actoral. Like, I'm not gonna leave this movie like that was the best acting. That's so good acting. No, it's not for. It's not. Acting isn't the best part of it. It's all the other things around it, I think.
Yeah, portraying the characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 2.5 so far here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the second category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is kills.
This, I don't know. Like this, I feel like this is also a 2.5, in my opinion, because there's so many kills, but I'm trying to think of the legendary kill that lives in my head. The one that, like, stands with me from the movie. I don't have one of those, I don't feel.
Dude, ooh.
I don't know. I mean...
I don't know. We watched the cop lady get burnt alive, and the camera stayed on her. She even gulped in the flames. That was a nasty burning they did.
Yeah.
You got Pyramid Head ripping the clothes off of some girl, then takes her skin, rips her skin off, and then throws it at you.
Yeah,
We
Pyramid
got-
Head's probably the kill that lives with me.
But and then we got
let's go 3.
and then we got the cult leader lady being wrapped up in fucking barbed wire.
Yeah, that was sick.
Fucking went through her body out and just ripped her in fucking half while the little girl dances in her blood. That's fucking gnarly.
I guess
then-
there's like such a plethora of good kills where like they all like in my mind I looked at it that way, but we could go 3 because there's just so fucking many, and I don't know, that pulling the skin off is pretty
They're
sick.
pretty gnarly. You got stabbings. You got people just dying left or right. They were pretty. Those were pretty. Just the cult leader's kill itself is just fucking gnarly. That's the one that stuck with me over the pyramid head kill. But the pyramid head kill was nasty too.
Yeah.
Like, they're intense when they happen. They're not. It's not throughout the movie, but when it happens, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean I think there's 20 something deaths in this movie.
Yeah, some girl got burnt alive basically, twice.
I try to keep
fuck.
count, but like, you know, usually like once I make it past, sometimes I'm like, all right, it's teens or 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, let's go 3. So what are we, 5.5 so far?
We are 5.5 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast ratings. Get into the third, final 3-point category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is fear.
That's a tough one too, because those nurses are pretty scary. Like, I feel like there are elements in this movie that could freak somebody out currently. I feel like it's a hard one to suck somebody in the plot because it's so like spacey and out there like a game. But it won't be for everybody. But I do feel like, especially like you have a date and you're watching like that nurse scene, she'd be freaking out. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like middle of the road for me. I feel like this is like a 1.5 almost.
Yeah, I mean, the 1.5, I think so too, because it's a terrifying situation. The monsters are fucking crazy. The other her dream world is fucking scary. Mm-hmm. But once you learn that she was wronged, they're not scary anymore. You know.
No,
You know, it's like, you know.
But I will say that, I mean, like you said with the score earlier, they do such a good job. So it's like just watching a movie. I mean, you could watch a thriller that can get you on the edge of your seat, like a movie you don't even know the title of. Your grandma could be watching a Lifetime movie. You're like, what the fuck are you watching? Is he still on that plane? What's going on? Oh, is that a baby? You're like, like there are a moment, and then I feel like this movie has a great build-up and climax in that sense. Like, the music really booms at the right times, and it just kind of, you're like, shit, fuck. Like, so it is very engaging. So you do have to participate for the ride, but like if you're in the movie, if you're sucked in, I will say it'll get your heart rate going a little bit if you haven't seen it before. So I feel like it's right there, middle of the road.
All right, so that's 7 out of 10 so far here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the final 1-point category for half a point each here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is rewatchability.
Yeah, I would say it's rewatchable. It's not always my go-to, but I'm never mad when I rewatch it, you know. So,
no, it's rewatchable to me because I'm a fan of it. I can understand how it can be one and done for some people. But it's a good movie. I mean, and then you catch things you didn't get in the first go around, you'll see in the second one. But I always enjoy it, and I think it's nothing crazy. I mean, but it's just, I think it's a beautiful movie. Like the imagery, the fog and all that, the way it was shot, it's a great movie.
It's unique. It's its own thing.
It is its own thing. And when something's its own thing, that makes it rewatchable. Probably like a once-a-year movie for me.
Kind of almost feels like in that Suspiria category where it's like, the movie makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but it's just kind of all over there. And it doesn't have to make sense. Like, you're not watching it to be like, oh, so that's not what I feel when I watch Silent Hill. I'm not like looking for the twist at the end or any, like, I mean, there is somewhat of a, like, you know, you understand the story better, but I don't really want to see that. I want to see people running from creepy people in this fog land, and I want to see people get fucked up. And that's exactly what we saw. And, you know, there's a little backstory. Same with Suspiria. Okay, I know that she's a girl going to dance school and things are starting to get weird, but I don't really care about that. I just want these beautiful lights and this imagery and this crazy murder and like
It's awesome score. I just want to hear the score, like, you know, shit like that.
Yeah,
you know?
like when they like it's like I don't want to say a music video, but it's art. You know, it's just something where you're like, I don't know, I really dig it, man. I like the humility in that of like, yeah, we're not making what you want us to make. We're doing this thing, and it's just like. Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, that is a total of 8 out of 10.
Good score.
For Silent Hill.
That's a very good score.
Here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast, right back up in your ass.
I like that.
It's a higher score than I thought it would be.
Now, I'm so excited for that because we're roading all along. But we have to, I don't mean to just jump right in, but this is something that hasn't been around, and I meant to do it last week for last week's movie, but this is a perfect movie for this, Mark. You have your own segment that can help out the children of the world, so hit the bumper.
I missed you, mister.
Mr. Rollsock. Tell him if they're old enough. How old? To watch that scary stuff. It's for the parents who will give a...
I haven't heard that one in a while. I know you boys and girls are excited.
We haven't done this in a while. I'm rusty.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Boys and girls, this is a fun little segment because there are many parents out there in the world who say, hey, my kids are into horror. I want them to watch certain movies. Can my kid of this age watch this movie? So certain movies are self-explanatory that there's just, no, your kid's not watching this. Like, this is going to be an older kid thing. But there are certain movies that kind of fall on the cusp where you're like, I don't know. So if you're listening to this episode, never seen Silent Hill, and you maybe want to watch it, and you've got some youngsters, Ozark Mark would like to give you some guidance to help you tell you what age group he would think would be appropriate without scarring your child. Mark, what are you thinking with Silent Hill here? Because kids like video games, dude. Kids like games. It's intense, but it's not a lot of fucking or drugs.
Yeah, there's no drugs. There's no nudity. Well, kind of nudity, but barely anything.
Yeah.
There's no sex. There's one implication of a child being raped. Mm-hmm. But they don't show it. They don't show anything.
It's going over your head unless you're of a certain age.
Exactly. You don't know if you're a younger age, you won't pick that up.
I don't even remember there being a lot of cussing, to be truthful.
No, there's not. It's just there's some there's some brutality in it. And there's some creepiness in it, but I'd go 13.
13 years old.
Because at 13, your kid's probably playing scary games anyway. Or at least dipping into them. I'd say 13 to be safe. Now, obviously, you could go younger if you want to, but I'd say 13. You're pretty fucking safe there. So there you go.
Yeah, I think so too, dude. I think so too. Now, I do want to give some shout outs this week. You know, I do love everybody. I love everybody so much. And I got to give some shout outs because we do have some pretty impressive things that have happened. We've had people writing into the show. We've had people, you know, on Patreon that we got to shout out. So first and foremost, our friends from Freaks and Ghouls.
Oh, Freaks and Ghouls. I remember them motherfuckers.
Hamill and Tiffany, these guys, they sent me something. They sent a gift. Like mini gifts of all kinds of cool shit. First off, they gave us like a sloppy horror blanket that's handmade.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
dude, I love those kinds of blankets.
I do too. They hooked me up with a fucking Robert Englund signed Funko Pop.
Like, oh, damn.
All kinds of stuff, dude. And
holy shit.
I know.
What are you doing that for?
You guys.
That's too nice. You're being too nice, damn it. But that's amazing.
Well, I do know that these guys are incredible. They have a store in New Jersey, and I know that they, you know, they're gonna be doing other shit. They're gonna be, you know, online stores from what that I've been reading.
Dude, they should. Dude, the stuff they sent us, they got a lot of fucking cool shit.
I know.
Like shit. Like I cannot go into the store with a wad of cash because it will be empty by the time I left.
That's how you get set up, dude.
They got all kinds of cool shit in there.
That's how you get set up. Now, I want to look at their page here. So, Freaks and Ghouls Collectibles. I know that they're going to be setting up an online shop, and me personally, they got all kinds of neat little knickknacks and all types of horror shit that I love to fill this studio with. So you guys make sure that you guys follow them. On Instagram, it's all separate words. It's Freaks in apostrophe. Ghouls. Ghouls.
Freaks and Ghouls.
But I love these guys, and I really appreciate them for sending stuff in. And then also...
I want to make out with them both.
Yeah, I'm going to at the same time.
Yeah.
Same time.
I go first. I don't want your sloppy seconds.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. But then second, I really do have to shout out to our boy, Ryan McPheron. Okay, he is a Patreon.
Ryan McPheron.
He's been a Patreon loyal member for a long time. Love him.
You sexy son of a bitch, you.
And I don't want to. Once again, I don't want to always throw everybody's last name out there, because it fucks me up, and I don't want to scare people. But our friend Hannah, she's on there as well on our Patreon. We thank you so much. Tiffany, all you guys. I know Bella, we love all of you guys for listening and being members. And I'm going to make sure next week that we shout out the remaining members that we haven't shouted out on Patreon. So if you want to shout out, you guys make sure that you go sign up for that. It'd be a big help. And I'm not fucking around with these t-shirts. These are probably the coolest shirts that I've made thus far. I mean,
I put the blood shirt up too.
Yeah, check out the blood shirts.
That's up there with the old school logo on it. But that's up there.
Those will probably stay around for a while.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to buy these other shirts for long. So, I don't want to hear your shit. If you waited too long, you waited too long. So all you guys got the shirt for last season, it actually impressed me. So I'm seriously, we can't do this stuff without you guys. So make sure you're following, subscribed, doing anything you can, because this is the only horror podcast that is educational, entertaining, with zero fucking advertisements all the way through. We don't prostitute our channel out to other things that don't have to do with horror. Now, if we got horror plugs that want to pay us some money, hey, we might. I'm not gonna lie to you. Fangoria stepped up. Somebody stepped up to us. Shudder. Somebody said, hey, we'll give you a little money to plug our shit every time. Well, guess what? That has to do with my core audience, and that's what we like to talk about.
That kind of makes sense.
Right. Does it make sense?
I don't think they're going to want us because we curse a lot.
Well, so do horror movies.
We say fuck a lot. But
so do horror movies. But it doesn't matter because we know that these people got our back. But I don't think you should be selling energy drinks.
No.
I don't want to do that because that takes away from what we're doing. And that's why we're loyal to y'all. we're not sellouts. We're not little bitches. There's a lot of stuff we could do to this show to make it a lot more watered down, but we refuse because we know that you guys can take 30 seconds out of your fucking day to help us out. So
Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but you have exactly 1 minute to give us a new hint of where the next stop is on the sloppy road trip.
well, we're going a little further down into the ground.
Going way down there, huh?
Yeah. There's a word, you can either ascend or you can
Placenta?
something like that. But I don't know, man. I've never been a one that likes to go down into creepy caves. I've never been a crazy person like that, but there
No.
are crazy people, and sometimes you can run into cave people.
Oh, fuck. I remember this movie.
I know, dude. This one messed me up a little more than, like, I wanted it to. Like, I didn't
Yeah,
think
don't
it would
like
be
this.
creepy, and then I'm like...
Yeah, this one.
It's like one of the things like the ocean. You don't know what's in there. You're like...
I know. Stop going in there. Stop fucking going in there.
Yeah.
Just don't go into caves either.
Yeah,
So
don't
stay away from caves. We're going to do it for you. And until then, we love you. And we'll be back next week.
Goodbye.